protection, we learn people pleasing, we learn codependency, enmeshment, and many things that are anti boundary in childhood. And we continue with that. There are parents who will only reward you when you please them, when you do something well. They don't compliment you otherwise. And we learn to only do things to perform. We learn to make sure other people are comfortable before we are comfortable. And when that happens to us in childhood, as adults, we continue to do that. We continue to engage in behaviors that haven't served us, and they won't serve us. And we get into this space of, now we're burnt out, we're anxious, we're depressed, we're resentful. Um, because people aren't listening to us. And sometimes people aren't listening because we aren't saying anything. We're not saying anything to them. What we're doing is we're agreeing to stuff. We are pretending to not really have a preference. The funniest thing is when you ask someone, what do you want to eat? And they're like, I don't know. And you throw out things, I don't want that. So can you tell me what you don't want to eat? Let's get to a preference. You have a preference. Is not Chinese food, is not Indian food, is not, so what is your
Mm-hmm.
preference? Do you want tacos? Can we say tacos? What's going on? It's okay for you to want that. I typically want about the same 5 things most of the time. I'm like, do they have Chipotle? Is it Moe's? Is tacos around Italian? It's like so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that is like, yeah, I could eat them every day. We had it yesterday, I'll take it again today. So it's really important that before we say no one listens to me, that we're speaking something that people need to listen to, and we're really advocating for that. And I think in childhood, naturally, we are intuitive. We know what we feel. Oh gosh, when I close my eyes and I think about babies, oh, babies are so magical because babies know when they're hungry, when they need to be held, when they're too warm, too cold. And sometimes the adults don't know. We're like, why is this baby crying? Oh, there it is. They want to suck their fingers. It's just like we know even
Mm-hmm.
when we can't communicate it. And as we grow up, we continue to know. And unfortunately, there are so many forces that talk us out of our knowing, whether it's teachers, parents, family members, siblings. We know, you ever see a child say, I'm full, and then the adult says, no, you can eat some more. Well, the child is full. Their belly has told them, I'm done. I'm done. I can't take anymore. But here we are saying, no, no, eat a bit more. We're teaching them to bypass what their body feels. So there is so much of this happening that we don't even realize that we have continued in these ways. And we carry it into adulthood, we carry it into relationships. And it impacts us. It impacts our ability to set boundaries with people because we have been so used to bypassing what we feel. When people say, I don't know what I need. Yeah, you do. I don't know if you are afraid to say it, if you're uncomfortable saying it, if you're trying not to need it. But I know you as a human being, there's something in there that you know what the boundary is. It may be really hard to say. Maybe you don't believe you can have it, but it's in there because that's all we had when we were born. Just this intuition of I think I'm hungry. Like we don't even have words for it, but it's like there is something going on in my body. Let me cry and see if somebody could figure it out for me.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Morning Microdose by Almost 30.
We hope you enjoyed waking up.
As always, we encourage you to take what resonates and leave the rest. If you enjoyed this trip, tune into the full episode on the Almost 30 podcast. All episode information can be found in the show notes.
Make sure to subscribe, and if this becomes a part of your morning routine, be sure to share it with a friend. We have new inspiring doses Monday through Friday. Follow us on Instagram at Morning Microdose, and follow Almost 30 at Almost 30 Podcast.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the vortex.